Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about a news story that's been making the rounds. It's been all over my timeline, even on my news apps. So let's discuss. Beauty influencer Valeria Marquez shot dead during TikTok livestream in Mexico. The 23-year-old was shot by a male intruder inside a beauty salon, according to Jalisco's Attorney General's office. Mexican beauty influencer Valeria Marquez was shot and killed on camera during a TikTok livestream. Marquez, 23, was sitting inside a beauty salon in Zapopan, I'm not sure about that, when livestream footage caught the shocking incident. The influencer, who was wearing the same bodysuit she wore in her latest Instagram photo, was seen holding a stuffed pig in her lap in the moments before her death. So I saw a clipped part of the video that I don't know if it was on this website or another website. Obviously, it doesn't show the actual murder on stream, but it shows like the moments right before the murder. And it was said, and I don't know if this article is going to cover it, which is why I'm bringing up, it was said that she showed the stuffed animal on live stream, right? Apparently that stuffed animal arrived like minutes before this person came in and shot her. So I'm not saying that they're necessarily related. It just seems odd, right? I don't know. It could have been a way to A, get her outside of the place if there was going to be an attempt to kill her outside, I don't know. Or B, to make sure she was actually there by having a delivery and her picking it up at the door and confirming that she was officially there. I don't know. It just seems odd that she'd get this delivery and a couple minutes later that happens. But it could all be a coincidence. It might not matter. Okay, so quick note from editing me. I filmed this hours ago. As of right now, when I'm editing, there's an article that came out that was posted a mere hour ago. So there are updates in there. I will put those updates in, but if it looks like things are coming from two different articles because of the different font, that is exactly what's happening. Both of them will be linked down below, but I did find a New York Times article that has way more information, so I'll be including the additional parts. So according to the New York Times article, it also says that Valeria Marquez, 23, voiced her fear in a live TikTok video just before her motorbike riding killer struck Tuesday while pretending to deliver a gift in her Blossom the Beauty Lounge salon in Jalisco, Mexico. So she was already voicing fears, right? And it goes on to say, maybe they were going to kill me, Marquez said during the live stream without making clear exactly whom she was referring to. Then she goes on to say, were they going to come and take me away or what? I'm worried, she said. So we don't know if she recognizes these people. We don't really know who these people are, but regardless, there's someone she noticed, like even a stranger who was acting suspiciously, who knows, but clearly she was aware that something was off. Moments later, a man off screen called out, "Hey Vale," to which she answered yes before muting the live stream. Marquez was then handed a stuffed animal and a bag of Starbucks coffee before she was shot in the head and chest by a man who had returned to the salon, collapsing on camera. Dennis Rodriguez, a spokesperson for the Jalisco State Police Office, told CBS News. The man had posed earlier as a delivery driver, accompanied by another man on a motorcycle, who said he had an expensive gift to deliver to the blonde bombshell who boasted nearly 200,000 followers on TikTok and Instagram, Rodriguez said. A person appeared to pick up Marquez's phone with their face briefly showing on the live stream before the video ended. TikTok has since taken down the influencer's account. So this is one of the most important parts. The aggressor arrived asking if the victim, Marquez, was there, so it appears he didn't know her, Rodriguez said. With that, you can deduce, without jumping to conclusions, that this was a person who was paid. It was obviously someone who came with a purpose. Rodriguez said authorities are also investigating whether her death was connected with the murder of a former congressman just hours earlier in the same areas of Guadalajara, also carried out by gun-wielding men on motorcycles inside a shopping mall. It said her Instagram following ballooned from less than 100,000 to 200,000 followers in the wake of the news as a mix of support and shock poured into the comments of her recent posts. City police officers and paramedics confirmed Marquez's death upon arriving at the scene, according to the Jalisco State Attorney General's office. The office stated on Tuesday that the slaying is being investigated for potential femicide, which is defined by the UN as an intentional killing with a gender-related motivation. Research by the data-gathering platform Statista ranked Mexico as the second highest nation for femicides in Latin America in 2023. The country recorded nearly 800 cases in 2024, a decrease from previous years. Victims tended to have pre-existing familiar or communal relationships with the aggressors, according to Statista. So yeah, that's the thing I'm also wondering here is, I don't know what orientation this person was, but if there's an ex-boyfriend, I mean, that's like the first person they typically look at, especially if there's any evidence in the video that she recognizes whoever shot her. Then again, it could be an ex-girlfriend. An ex-partner is usually the first person we think of, right? Then again, I don't think we know enough about this person's life to know whether this is a completely random shooting, so like a femicide because she's a woman, as opposed to a murder because of whatever reasons ABC, like someone she knew that is pissed off, unwell, whatever. So there's also that to be factored in. Initial investigations for Marquez's killing found that a man had entered the premises and apparently fired a weapon at her. Investigators are continuing to gather the evidence. According to Tuesday's statement, Marquez's body was set to be transferred to the facilities at the Jalisco Institute of Forensic Sciences, where it would await official identification and an autopsy. I'll input footage of the live stream if it doesn't get copyrighted and gets this video taken down. Obviously, I'm not going to show any gore. I haven't even seen the part of the footage where she gets shot, and I don't care to see that, so that won't be there. Just the fact that she's looking up and she has the plushie that I told you about.
In the disturbing footage, you can see Valeria sitting inside her salon in suburban Guadalajara, clutching a stuffed toy. She mutes the audio as the killer appears to step inside. We won't show the graphic moment, but in the seconds after she's shot, her body goes limp, blood pools on the table, and a person appears to pick up her phone, their face briefly visible, before the live stream goes dark.
I don't know, because there are some media outlets that are saying that it seems like she knew whoever came in, or like the person who shot her came into the shop, and it seems like she says like, hello, how are you, or something, and then she puts it on mute. So I don't know if she thought that this was just another person entering the salon for their services or what the deal was. Regardless, it was odd because it was 0 to 100. It's not like someone just came in with a gun and immediately was just like, I'm going to shoot you. It seems like they came in and said hello and then after escalated everything. That's from what I gather. Like I said, I didn't want to see the full video, so I don't know how things went. The articles I've seen don't super detail that, so I suppose we'll see. I think the reason why I wanted to talk about this one is that I know I've often commented on this, but you know, I can understand if you're an artist, or like I see this a lot with tattoo artists, right? That they'll post about their shop and where they work. And, you know, that's how you basically grow a business these days. Whether people like it or not, social media can help you grow a business. So, I mean, I'm not blaming her for showing where she works and having people come in and, you know, do whatever services she does. That being said, this is also why I think it is so incredibly, incredibly dangerous to have people know where you are. But more than that, it's also the fact that it's not just people knowing where you are so they can show up and do something fucked up at that given point. It's also just the fact that, like, there are some people who are along the lines of stalkers who will memorize your routine. So it doesn't necessarily mean that immediately someone's going to show up at your shop and shoot you right then and there. It can be that they will just follow you everywhere and know that on Mondays at 3 p.m. you're always at the same coffee shop, or I don't know. That sounds all deeply paranoid, right? But the thing is, I think a lot of people forget, and this is not specifically aimed to this case, I'm talking generally. I see a lot of people forgetting that the internet is crazy, and even people putting their location, especially influencers or whatever, putting their location in their stories or whatever is so crazy because you cannot control who sees that. And, you know, obviously you can have a private profile, but the wrong person having access to that can send it to the maniac who's ready to actually follow you, shoot you, whatever. Again, I realize this sounds paranoid, but in light of all of these things, we do have to remember that the seeming safety and protection a lot of people feel on social media, the same way that some people are just comfortable oversharing, that there is no safety there. And I've always said this, everything you share, you really need to be careful about. And again, this is not to fearmonger, but rather, you know, some boundaries have to be put in place because otherwise really horrific things can happen. Now, obviously in this case, do I think this person could have been stopped? probably not, because realistically, if she's on live streams and promoting her business or promote where she works, there's no way around, the dangers in that particular case, especially because you make money based on people knowing exactly where you work so they can come in, which is great until someone like this person might take advantage of it. And this person might have nothing to do with the live stream, mind you. Maybe it's someone she knows, like I said before, but regardless, it does highlight the dangers of potentially this is someone from the live stream, or they knew where she was because of the live stream, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, you guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always, and I'll catch you guys next time.